say, I'm not sure how I didn't know I was gay for the longest time, because I was obsessed with the Veronicas.
Oh, shit.
I don't know how it took me. And I was also weirdly attracted to, like, Ashley Tisdale and Hilary Duff. Maybe I've always had a thing for blondes, too.
It wasn't the yeah, you got it in the blondes for sure. But for me, randomly, Sophia Bush. I don't know what. Yeah, dude, like, Sophia Bush. I just had, like, this random ass crush on her. I don't even remember what film I saw her in. It was some really bad horror
I,
film.
honest to God, don't even know who that is.
That's totally okay.
Okay.
But
So Sally Walker.
not bad.
By Iggy Azalea. So, like, we should clarify, we are not Iggy stans.
Not at all. No, I actually counted her out a long time ago.
We're pretty anti-Nikki. Iggy.
Yeah.
Oops.
Iggy Azalea was not a thing in our lives. Like, there are still people out there that still stan her. Jay, low-key. But, like...
Called out.
That wasn't us, dog.
Wasn't
Like,
us.
I really was out here thinking, like, that's it for her. Her career's kicked the bucket. Like, she wanted to quit a year ago.
Yeah. She was, like, ranting on Twitter, just like, everyone just hates me because I'm out here killing the game. I'm like, are you? You haven't had a hit since Ariana Grande collaborated with you.
And that was, like, 2014, girl.
Right.
Like, I don't hear
Wow, has it been
about
long?
you.
It really has
It's
been.
been so long.
A minute since she, like, put out a track of any kind,
And so
I feel like.
when Sally Walker hit my eardrums for the first time,
Right?
I
Wasn't it a Twitter video? That, like,
yeah, dude. Like, I was
like
like,
a sheep walking on a highway or something?
No, it was
"Come
the
on,
actual
girl,
music
do your-"
video.
No, I saw a video
I
of
saw
a
that
sheep
too. Yeah.
walking on the highway being like, "Go on, girl, do your thing, drop." I'm like, what the fuck
I
is
was
this?
introduced to it by a little clip of the music video, and I gotta say, the aesthetics.
The aesthetics. I still haven't watched the music video, but the song goes hard. Like, it is definitely something that, like, as soon as you start listening to it, ass cheeks just flying.
Clapping.
Like,
And you fly into the sun. It's so good.
I wish it had played at the club when we went last.
We're
Like,
probably just missing it,
would've
honestly.
gone off.
But it sounds like Money, and that's why.
Does low key sound like
It sounds like Money.
It kind of
by
has like the
Cardi B.
same like starting beat, just like, ooh, we're about to fight.
The same
We're
like
about to fight.
piano, like deep piano
Dun.
noise.
Dun. that.
And it just
But
gets me going.
I do like that. I feel like she's not trying so hard. And I showed a friend of mine the song earlier today, and he was like, "This is Iggy." I usually don't like her because I always feel like she's
She
just
tries
trying
too
too hard with her
hard.
voice. Especially,
Yeah.
she's basically doing blackface with her voice,
Yeah.
or like she was. And this track,
Sounds a little more natural.
yeah, it doesn't sound like she's forcing it as much. And just like, it goes to show how far you can go if you're just,
Yourself.
authentic.
Just be
It's
yourself.
a wild concept, right?
Mm-hmm. Good for her.
I'm not gonna say I stan, but I stan this track.
Yes.
100%.
I will be willing to give Iggy Azalea more chances now.
You just gotta stop acting like you're a hip hop trailblazer.
Because that's
'Cause
not,
you're not.
even close. Alright, The Dirt though.
You mean the movie that nobody asked for?
Absolutely.
Ain't nobody asked for
No one
Motley
asked
Crue
for that
movie.
at all. That film feels like when U2 released their whole ass album on everyone's iPhones, as a gift because people asked for that.
You're welcome, world.
Yeah, no, but I watched The Dirt and while it was kind of a mess of a movie in my opinion,
Yeah.
the actors were really good.
Yeah.
And good looking.
It was really weird. It was just like, I feel like they were putting their all into this script and into the story, but it's just badly written.
Just really not
It
good.
was just not
Bad, not good.
good. Because you were watching it.
I watched it halfway through
And then you turned it off.
and I was like, I gotta watch this with somebody. I can't watch this
And then
alone.
I came home and I'm like, oh, I guess we're watching The Dirt.
'Cause
And I don't even
who
remember.
expects that?
I was like halfway through some sentence shitting on it, and Pete Davidson showed up, and I was like,
in the worst wig I've ever seen him in.
ooh, buddy.
Oh god, but I loved him.
Not a good look.
Everyone was a really decent actor,
Right.
actress, in that film.
But now I have to deal with the fact that I'm attracted to Machine Gun Kelly.
and I don't know how to do
with
it
that.
either. Yeah,
Like-
it's kind of alarming.
And it's not ever something I thought I was going to have to.
But he's actually a really good actor. He's
It was weird.
pretty talented.
Right. And the guy who played Nikki Sixx.
Cheek bones.
Slice open your heart.
Dog.
Right. I will say, I feel, well, because obviously the original members of Motley Crue produced the movie. And I really feel like
they were really involved at like almost every step of the way.
Well, no, with how much they put into it, I feel like they thought that they had like something Bohemian Rhapsody level on their hands. But you goddamn Motley Crue. It's not Queen, dog.
Like, Motley Crue was definitely the band of the 80s that just got into a bunch of shit.
I do appreciate that they opened the movie with the 80s were the worst fucking decade ever, because I agree.
It was like an odd, it felt like a film
People
about high
romanticize
school.
the 80s, I feel like, a little bit, and I can't relate.
But it just felt like a high school movie to me. Like, it just, all the narration was really cheesy.
And the fact that they switched up the narrators, I was like, what is this?
I mean, it gave it something different instead of just like, I mean, you can't.
I guess.
I think it was all, the book was, it's based on a book about Motley Crue, written by Motley Crue, I think. So, like, you're probably each
No
chapter.
one stands Motley Crue more than Motley Crue, it would seem.
You gotta stand yourself, baby. You gotta love that.
I don't know if you can stand yourself that
You
much.
gotta love yourself.
Someone else I talked to about the movie was like, I couldn't get past the costumes. I'm like, the costumes were the least distracting thing.
They were probably the most accurate.
I thought that
Nothing
they were
embellished.
like pretty on point.
That's how they looked.
I was not shocked by any of the costumes, but like if that Ozzy Osbourne scene is real,
When he, spoiler alert, snorts ants.
trigger warning, and drank his own pee.
And Nikki Sixx's pee.
And Nikki Sixx's pee. So if that's real,
You're drinking my own pee off the pavement, dog, next to the...
if you haven't watched The Dirt, maybe watch it for a good laugh.
For a good time.
And it's a decent, like that acting wise, it's alright.
Mm-hmm. Produced-wise, it's look good.
Don't watch it with an upset stomach though.
Oh.
That's what I did. It was not a good choice for me.
Oh, shit. My bad, dog.
I don't give a shit.
Well,
Moving
neither
on.
does Kat Von D about vaccinating her kids. That was a bad joke.
So Kat Von D, who decided to, out of nowhere, post a video saying that she is not a Nazi and not an anti-vaxxer. And in this video, she did not really address either issue. Not to me, at least.
Nah.
It's like an 11-minute long video, like, trying to explain like one example of like that people bring up of why she's a neo-Nazi. She only touched on one, and there are like
There's
at least three other,
yeah,
like more than just one,
mm-hmm.
That she just did not acknowledge.
Also, just a side note of like, just because you were born to white parents in Mexico does not make you ethnically Latina or Latinx.
For anyone who doesn't know, here's a little bit of context. Kat Von D allegedly, when she was fired or quit Miami Ink or whichever was the first tattoo show she was on, she sent her former boss a signed headshot that said, "Burn in hell, Jew bag."
Apparently that was all planned and fake.
It was fake. Even though apparently there have been like speculations that she said it was a joke originally, and now the narrative is it was fake and it was somebody who was trying to set her up. Let's say for argument's sake, that's true. I honestly don't doubt that if she was the only woman on that show, that she probably dealt with like some harassment,
yeah,
and like just a lot of getting singled out.
Mm-hmm.
I don't
Especially
doubt
in that profession.
those parts of her story. I don't. So let's say for argument's sake that someone signed that fake racist headshot to set you up and like fuck up your chances for your own show. Okay, why did you try to name one of your lipsticks after, like, the German word for selecting which Jews you were the Nazis were going to throw into the gas chambers? Because that's something that you did. And then you renamed it Beloved after you got like backlash for that. Mm-hmm. Also, Jesse James, who you were engaged to, is a neo-Nazi. And your husband, at one point in time, had a swastika tattoo.
Didn't touch on that.
Didn't touch on that at all. So, as far as I'm concerned, you're still a fucking neo-Nazi. Even if we're completely out of bounds saying that you don't technically count as Latina, there are plenty of racist people of color out there. And it would not be shocking to me if
you wanted to align yourselves with a more powerful
a very
race.
privileged white passing woman might be a neo-Nazi sympathizer. That wouldn't be surprising for me. And as far as the anti-vaxxing thing goes, she just
have to
talked around it, honestly.
Yeah, like, is it really any of our business when it gets down to it?
Oh.
No one can say that for a fact that we deserve to know what she's doing with her own children.
But she did make the choice to make it public that she was not going to be vaccinating her son. So the backlash she got was kind of her own fault. Like, you can't say that you're not going to expect people to have something to say. The way she talked about it is just like, I'm a first-time mother, so I've been like, I was reading everything and just over-analyzing everything, and me and my husband have since talked to our pediatrician, and like, we are choosing to do things as parents, and like, we are making the choices that we find to be best for our child. I'm like, you still haven't said the words that you vaccinated your kid. I don't fucking care for Kat Von D.
So yeah, positive moment.
One day at a time.
It's pretty good, apparently.
It's a little positive and a little negative.
I've never seen it.
The remake of One Day at a Time on Netflix is incredible. It's about a Cuban family, and like, it's a single mom trying to like make her life work for her kids. She lives with her mother, and like her daughter ends up being gay, and it's a whole thing, but it's like a look into living as a Cuban American, and it's incredible.
I heard that it's just meant to make people weep.
Yeah, no, every single episode just tears. And I'm a crybaby, I know it, but like, I feel like anybody. Mm-hmm. Like, if you don't cry during the show, you don't have a heart.
It's that show and Grey's Anatomy that always seems to just be tearing people apart, and I don't know either show.
Grey's Anatomy. So, that ain't it.
Haven't seen either show, so I don't know.
That ain't it. Hashtag
sounds like
One Day at a Time. Please, let another network pick it up. We need more of that show. So much.
But, alright.
So, anyway, Cardi B.
Is not a rapist.
No, that's just bottom line.
I'm just gonna start it off.
She's not a rapist.
She's not a rapist.
So anyone comparing her to R. Kelly or Bill Cosby, shut the fuck up. She's not a rapist.
I just don't understand how you can make the comparison between her and Cosby beyond the fact that they both drugged people, but for very different reasons.
Like,
Cosby would drug women to take advantage of them sexually and rape them. Several women have come out about this. He deserves to fucking burn. But Cardi B drugged men to rob them.
Still
is that great? No.
It's still a fucked up thing to do.
That's
still
being
a crime.
a thief isn't great, no.
Still a crime.
But she's not drugging them to take advantage of them sexually. People want to bring up the fact that she's a sex worker.
Yeah.
As if that has anything to do with whether she would rape anyone or not. 9 times out of 10, these men are going back with her because they want to. We don't know that for a fact, but that's usually what happens. They're going back with her to have sex with her. What probably happened is that she put something in a little drink that she made up and then gave it to them and then
emptied their pockets and then bounced.
She was doing it to prevent from having sex with these men.
And she was doing it to survive. That's the thing. Like, she was so young when she was in this point in her life. She was young when she started sex work and whatnot. You don't know what you would do when, like, all of your bets are off. Like,
it's a profession that no one respects, that no one really wants to take the time to understand beyond if you are involved in that kind of work.
I've talked to several girls about it. Just like, let's say you were in that position and like, what would you do? And a lot of them were like, shit, I'd do the same thing. I would, to get out of having sex with these fucking Johns.
Yeah.
And also, yeah, I need a little money. Like, that's probably how she was able to eat during that time in her life.
Yeah, like
it doesn't make it right.
It's not right at all. It's still a crime. It's still fucked up, and ultimately she shouldn't have done it.
But I will say, if I woke up drugged, I would rather my money be gone than to have been violated.
It's
in that
not
sense. It's not the same fucking thing.
It's not.
And if you're saying it's the same thing, just admit that you hate black women and sex workers and be done with it.
It's a thing that makes people uncomfortable. I understand that, but it's not right to compare. And we're muddling up what it truly means to be assaulted and raped.
How many rappers constantly talk about selling drugs, robbing people, shooting people, this, that, and the fucking other? Eminem rapped about like killing his mother and beating his wife like for years. Ain't nobody saying shit about it. But Cardi admits about like a dark portion of her life, and everyone wants
she's
to
not
people
proud
want
of
to
it.
break her legs about it. You know what the part of that video we need to be mad about is the fact that she would like.
This is a different video when she mentions about switching or putting in another person in a threesome with her and her boyfriend at the time, and Jake, surprise, it's a tranny, haha, like that's not funny.
Like using a trans person as like
A joke
and revenge on a cheating boyfriend.
is
That's
not funny.
fucked up.
That's fucked up, and that's something that
Cardi's
she should apologize
transphobia
for.
needs to be addressed.
Yeah.
That's something that I feel like is worth being mad about.
Mm-hmm.
Do I care about her robbing people when she was 19 and broke? I really fucking don't.
It just doesn't. It's a different level of crime compared
it's
to
not
what
the same
R.
as
Kelly
rape.
did.
It's not the same as rape.
Yeah.
It's not the same as rape. Period.
Yeah.
Period.
So, like, I really hope the debate on that whole discussion ends soon, because I really want people to realize what sexual assault and rape actually is,
Yeah.
and who should be persecuted, not because they're just a woman and a woman who likes to fuck. So,
People are just so
threatened
by women
female
who, like,
sexuality.
yeah, by women who just like embody their sexuality and are proud of it and don't give a fuck about what anyone thinks. The men especially are just so threatened by strong women.
Us. I'm hoping most
Spoiler
of you.
alerts!
Yeah, I'm hoping that.
Spoiler alerts! Spoiler alerts!
I'm hoping that most of you have seen it by now.
If you haven't,
been
what
a
the
few,
fuck is
it's
wrong
been
with
like
you?
2 weeks, so like, what the fuck is up?
Granted, I still haven't seen Get Out, so that's my own damn fault.
We're not gonna talk about it. We're not gonna talk about it. Another masterpiece has been made by Jordan Peele, though. I am such a huge fucking fan of him.
We don't deserve Jordan Peele.
I don't want to be cheesy, but goddamn, he's a genius.
Yeah,
Like,
he is.
it just feels that way.
I have no interest in watching The Twilight Zone, but I might just because it's him.
Oh my god, I'm so fucking hyped. I've always loved shit like that, and it's just honestly like so great to see someone I can like see myself in. And it's clear, like obvious reasons.
And it's really cool to see how like versatile. We have a lot. Wow, they are straight up opening your door.
Oh, that was scary.
That's wild.
Dog. She's got muscles, dude. Opal
Is that Opal or Onyx?
I'm 90% sure that it's Opal, but Onyx has been known to open my. She mostly just slams her head into the door multiple times until it just fucking cracks.
That's how she gets my door. Like she'll just throw her body
or just
against it.
We have
Anyway.
very loving special cats.
We carry a lot of inspiration from Keegan Michael Key and Jordan Peele, and now especially like. Because I'm not super into like horror and creepy shit, but like I know you are, so
Yes.
now like you identify with Jordan Peele
Yes.
so much more. Because
So
of
much.
that.
So much. Okay, did you see me foaming at the mouth? Like, Childish Gambino, Donald Glover, and Jordan Peele are just like, if I could work with them, I would be honestly very fulfilled. Like,
Man, we're gonna see Childish Gambino in concert.
I hope.
Don't drop out of this festival, dude. Because I swear to God, I'll cry.
Because we went to Voodoo, you weren't there.
Now we're going to Lala, whatever it is, Lollapalooza.
We're going and-
We're going there.
And I want you.
And you're gonna be there.
No, that seems really fucking creepy. He's probably like, I'm not going. She's gonna fucking. No. I'm just so happy that Us is causing such a fucking commotion right now.
So good.
It's so complicated and layered, and honestly, it's just an intelligent film that doesn't try hard to be intelligent.
Right.
Inception. It just is.
Called out.
Okay.
Everyone's favorite movie is called out.
This coworker said, he was like, yeah, Inception's like my favorite film. I was like, oh, word.
Ooh,
Are
your
you
coworker has
special?
bad taste.
Are you special? Just because things are complicated doesn't make them good. And he's like, I know, I'm just saying. But
What are
yeah.
you just saying, dude? What are you just saying? That you're pretentious, probably.
But Us, just
So
all the different. Honestly, I
All
kind of
the
was
twists and
fixated.
turns,
I was fixated on really like one part metaphorically that I thought it might be about, but I have not heard this theory anywhere else. It is definitely, people have been talking about like the fact that there's classism involved or like racism. Yeah, this cat.
She's opening the door again.
Oh my god.
That's what like most of this episode's gonna be about, I
The
guess.
fucking cats.
Thanks, Jay.
I'm gonna have to start this over.
So classism.
So classic.
I'm gonna leave.
Us is super complex and I fucking love it. It's got loads of themes such as racism, classism, the the prison system, which like the bunnies and stuff. Spoilers once again.
Bunnies. Just bunnies.
Just bunnies. But I just kept thinking that it was about mental illness. That's where I took from it.
That's the big theme that I kind of took away from it too.
Oh, really?
Yeah, like I definitely saw a lot of like
alone in the car when we were talking about it.
Oh, I was tired. No, I thought I said something. Like I took a lot of mental illness motifs away from it too. Especially how like, honest to God, not even just in the Black community, but a lot of like people of color in general don't take mental illness seriously.
They want to sweep it under the rug or like push it away, and like seeing her father react the way that he did once she basically had PTSD from what happened to her, like not necessarily my father was that way, but I know of a lot of Black parents and fathers that are, so
low key, my dad was like that. When I told him I was on antidepressants, he told me that I should just do yoga.
Yeah.
You know?
Like,
and that wasn't my favorite thing in the world to hear.
Just saying.
And my dad's a doctor. He's a dentist.
He's a tooth doctor.
He's a dentist. So I low-key was like, once you become a psychologist, pop.
Was really stuck on that, fixated, maybe projecting, I don't know. But it was just, when I think of it that way, it honestly is a really beautiful film in an odd way. It ends tragically.
Yeah, very much
once
so.
you see the ending.
We won't spoil the actual ending. But
right.
Woo!
Which, if you probably heard it by now, like, that she ends up being, like, the tethered after all. And
it's just wild to think about.
That just, to me,
it, like, fucked me up.
Yeah.
So much.
Like, I'm like, finding... Like, I'm having trouble finding words for it right now, just because it's so...
It was really just, like, a magnificent piece of work.
And all the hints and, like, references to other horror films were actually really well done.
Oh, I probably missed all of those.
It's fine. It's
because I don't know anything about horror.
All the references. All of them. It's so great. It's
like
so
what?
Great. There was... there was a Jaws reference simply by the kid just wearing Jaws, and like the whole beach scene reminded me of Jaws.
Yeah.
I'm like, it's like he literally was one day, I feel like the way he thinks of ideas for films or whatever is that he takes the craziest shit he can think of. Kind of like how he and Key would bounce off each other in their show. Like, he would just take one thing like, yo, what if there's clowns at the beach? And then he just like made a whole thing out of it from this tiny, small, like, dumbass thing. Instead of starting with, like, I want to make a film about racism, and then start it from that.
I wonder if that's how they came up with the idea for Keanu as well.
What if a cat was our best friend?
And it got kidnapped by thugs. And we had to rescue it by pretending to be thugs.
And then it's this whole beautiful story about how we should start rescuing animals.
If you haven't seen Keanu yet, watch it. It's really fucking good.
It's if you're a Key and Peele fan, you will love it. Like, I feel like
it's basically just a long episode of Key and Peele.
Yeah, I feel like if you're not a fan of them, you're really what the fuck. But we are, so we loved it. But yes, Us is a wonderful film. Go see it if you haven't. Hashtag Us movie.
Jordan Peele is an Academy Award winning director, and we can say that now. And he fucking deserves it. And anyone who's mad about him saying that he has no interest in telling white stories, eat my dick.
You really think there's people probably mad about it?
No, yeah, people are very mad at it. And I just want to like people like Tim Burton once said that like black people didn't fit into the aesthetic of his films.
Didn't know that, and I'm very sad because I'm a Tim Burton fan.
Yeah, like he straight up said that.
Oh wow, Tim Burton's racist. Yeah. Awesome.
Woody Allen.
When you find out your idol is racist on camera.
Nah, ooh.
But like
Woody Allen's not either of our idols.
No, not Woody. I was
Tim Burton.
No.
But, I was disappointed to hear too. It's just like all I'm saying is just like so many movies are so fucking whitewashed, and people feel like they can't cast people of color without it being like
a black film.
Yeah, like it has to have like a huge purpose, and it can't just be a character that happens to be black. Mm-hmm. It has to be like completely centered around the fact that they're black. It's why I really only trust movies with black people that were also directed by black people, because done better.
He does. Yeah, it's okay, girl. Let it out. I just do. Going with that point, I appreciate the fact that he is making authentic Black characters without being so. And this is gonna sound wrong, but like so stereotypically Black. Like
he's not Spike Lee about it.
Which like you need those things.
You
those
do.
Things are beautiful, but sometimes I don't always see my Blackness reflected in that, and there are different varying degrees of Blackness.
It's really nice to have a mainstream, like, nerdy Black guy, and a mainstream kind of creepy gothic Black guy. Travis Scott, we talked about that. Like, Travis Scott has, like, a lot of the creepy boy aesthetic, and you don't see that a lot in the Black community, and it's really cool to see that representation.
Goth culture isn't here for the Black people yet. Make it happen.
No, we're gonna do it.
Make it happen. Make goth culture.
Goth culture's Black as fuck. I'm not even Black, but I'm here for it.
Hey.
Oh yeah.
But anything else, or is that pretty much?
1 minute.
Yeah.
Okay. Well,
I didn't mean to stop. This was emotional as fuck.
It was an emotional.
You kind of like went in, dog.
I did.
Didn't expect you going that hard.
It reminds me of this time that like my sisters and we were all gonna watch Black Panther. My older sister had this moment, like, basically of explaining to our younger sister, who's like 15, 16, basically explaining why Black Panther as a film was so important to my little sister. Because it was like one of the very first mainstream, like, huge budget films that portrayed Black people not as slaves and not as, like street criminals and not as like all these stereotypical ways. They were royalty, they were revered, they were like they had like such high class and culture. And
that's
like
the beauty of Black Panther the comic, baby.
Exactly. And like seeing Jordan Peele doing that in his own way as well, it's just like it wasn't like a Black family, it was a family who happened to be Black. And this was like their story
in culture and in media.
So it's incredible to be watching these stories played out in ways that aren't just white, and that's really important. We're gonna let this end on a really, I guess, emotional and very personal to us kind of way.
Sorry, I have to make a joke.
Diversity is important, and it's what inspires young creators to go out there and do their thing.
Broad City last season, fuck yeah, y'all did that shit, fuck it up. Y'all did so well. I can't wait to see what new shit you do. Fuck yeah,
I'm
trill
so proud.
shit.
So proud. So if you shit on diversity, fuck you, eat my dick. End episode. Bye guys.
That's how we do it right now. This is how we do it. Alright, we're gonna end it there?
Yeah, guess so.
That was really fucking intense.
Yeah, it was.